Good morning, beautiful souls. In the great wheel of the year, we are in high summer. And high summer has its own medicine, unlike any other season. Spring is behind us now, the season of the first bud, the first green, when a thing begins to show. But we're past that. And right now, we're in late July, and the fruit is heavy on the branch. The Saskatoons are ripe, and the raspberries fall into your hand at a touch. High summer is the season of ripening, of coming to full fruit. And something is ripening here, and it's ripening in you too. And here is what I keep noticing about ripening. You can't rush it. You cannot pick a berry green and make it sweet. You can only tend the conditions, the water, the warmth, the patience, and let the fruit come in its own right timing. We can't force the ripening. We cultivate the conditions, and we receive what comes. I want to tell you something that is happening right here in our own community. Some of you know that for a while now, our visioning team has been visioning for an abundant and prosperous center and for a thriving youth program. And here's the thing about visioning. When you vision, you do see images come, impressions come, life's highest idea of what you're visioning on. It shows itself to you. What isn't there yet is the form, the manifested form. There's nothing anyone can point to or walk into, and that's the winter of a vision. And what winter asks of us is trust. Trust in divine timing. Trust that life is co-creating with us. Trust that these deep yearnings that we carry are already unfolding long before they take form. And here's what I would love for you to see. Last fall, several of us began talking about a Canada Summer Jobs Grant, one that the Government of Canada offers. And in the winter, Carol Secord began dreaming into it, pouring herself into the writing, into what she would love, talking with several of us in the community, gathering our thoughts. And those of us in that process, we didn't grip it. No. I love how we did it. We just said, let's give it our best shot and see what wants to happen. And then the news came, the grant, 4 positions, holy cow! More than what we had let ourselves imagine. And then, one by one, 4 remarkable young ladies stepped forward. And I have to tell you, they are extraordinary. And friends, yes. And this is not a story about 4 summer positions. This is a story about how life comes into form through vision, through relationship, through the particular gifts of particular people. I'd like to introduce you to some of the fruits of our tending. There's Riley. Riley was the first to step forward from right here in our own community. She's been volunteering with our youth for a long time, and she is so good at it. I have the joy of being one of her mentors. And this summer, we were able to hire her to dream up a camp, our very first, and she did. A wonderful music and arts camp with theater, singing, instruments. Riley's camp, our camp, begins tomorrow, right here. Right here in high summer, It opens its doors, and 10, probably even more, children between ages 4 and 12 will walk in. And do you know how it ends? It ends with a recital. On Friday, these children will stand up and they will sing and play and offer what they have discovered and created and what has grown in them all week. On the last day, they share it. They offer it. The fruit is meant to be shared. Thank you, Riley. And there's Ava, our community worker. Ava is immersing herself in our center. She is wonderfully empathic and deeply attuned. And every time she's here with us, she's working, listening, gathering, how it feels to be in this room, the conversations we're having. And she's creating a community survey, so everything she gathers will help us shape the programming that comes next, helping us to see what only someone coming in from the outside can really see, helping us to understand ourselves in ways we simply can't from the inside. Thank you, Ava. And then there's Aliza, and I have the great joy of mentoring her too. Aliza does the admin work, the work I just never seem to be able to get to. The work that most of you will never see. Quietly, faithfully, she has built systems that hold everything up. Hours upon hours of data entry, tending the roots underneath the whole garden that is our community. On her very first day, I asked her, "How would you feel about leading a training?" And without a second's hesitation, she smiled and said yes. And over the past week, she led 3 of them, beautifully teaching our volunteer team leaders a whole new way of working and scheduling their teams. And that's what real flourishing does. It doesn't hoard itself. It multiplies. It passes the gift on. Thank you, Aliza. And then there's Ariana. Ariana came in to support us with our social media and to create beautiful posts for us. She has a gift for the eye, for what catches and what plays, and it has been such a joy witnessing her creations. It is like viewing art. It is art. Thank you, Ariana. 4 leaders, and not one of them interchangeable. They have even given themselves a name. They call themselves the Red-Headed Brunettes. And every one of them is contributing her unique gifts to this camp. Khalil Gibran wrote a line I keep returning to. He said, "Work is love made visible. Work is love made visible." And that's what I'm witnessing in these leaders. Not 4 jobs being filled, love becoming visible. Love taking a form we can finally see. And here is what moved me most. Before they started, something came out of all of us. Several of us leaned into the question that shaped everything. How do we give these young leaders a truly transformative experience in their time here? Something true to who we are. And what grew was more than any one of us imagined. This is what it feels like to participate in life together. When we stop forcing and start flowing with one another and with life itself. Something moves through the whole that no single one of us could have made alone. It doesn't mean there's never any friction. Sometimes we will still have to lean in and work something hard. But underneath it, there is flow, the one life expressing as the many. Each part in its wholeness bringing its own gift, and the whole becoming more than the sum of us. And none of this appeared out of nowhere. 3 years ago, Riley was helping with the little Sunday child care program that we had here. And many of us, we dreamed of something more. And many of us, elders and young families alike, leaned in. Our youth programs are now flourishing, and this camp is the newest fruit on that same tree. Our own words, right here on our platform, something wonderful is happening here. Beloved friends, this is not a wish, it is a fact. It is happening right now, and every one of us is part of it. Riley, Ava, Aliza, and Ariana, would you let us see you for a moment? Beautiful souls, will you help me honor them? Yes, thank you. Yeah, so much to celebrate. Did you feel that in the room? That is a room receiving the fruit. Hold on to that feeling because we're going to come back to it. Now I want to bring you a little closer to you in your seat. Because all of it is the same thing. It is expression. It is life expressing itself. Ernest Holmes taught that life is always seeking a fuller expression of itself. That spirit doesn't sit still and admire itself from a distance. It pours itself out. It expresses as us, as this, as now. We are how life expresses. And Walt Whitman opened his great poem with the boldest, most tender line. I celebrate myself and sing myself. Not I improve myself, not I prove myself. I celebrate myself. I sing myself. Friends, the life that has come as you wants to be expressed, sung, offered, made visible, the way love becomes visible in work. But there's work that flows out of who we are, and there's work we do to prove that we're worth something. And they're not the same. One comes from our very beingness. The other is trying to earn our way to it. And I get this wrong myself sometimes. How easy it is to think my worth is in how useful I am, how much I hold together for others. The trouble with that isn't the work. The trouble is when we disappear into it, because it's not flowing from our very being. That's not expression, that is self-abandonment, wearing a very tidy apron. Real expression is the particular life that is yours, coming all the way through. You belong to this life. Who you are, your expression, the unique gifts you bring, they belong to this life. And you don't have to disappear to belong. Your gifts are not too much. Your voice is not too much. The life that has come as you is not too much. It is the fruit. It is meant to be tasted. It is meant to be shared. And there is a reciprocal nature to life, giving and receiving, always both. This is a room full of givers. I know you. And sometimes I notice it in myself. I notice it in this center. We get so good at the giving, at the producing. But do we stop to take it in, to receive the gifts of what is happening all around us? Because what here is what summer also asks of us. And it's the thing we can forget. High summer asks us to receive the fruit, to taste it, to be nourished by our own flourishing. You're allowed to eat the berries, beloved, not just grow them, not just hand them to everyone else. Taste them. I'll tell you where this is alive for me right now. Yesterday was my birthday. Thank you. Thank you. And I spent some part of it sitting quietly with what a birthday actually is, because it's not really about the number. A birthday is a day the universe hands you your own life and says, "Here, this came as you. Will you receive it?" So that was my practice yesterday, and it is still today, not to produce more, not to prove that this last year was worth it, just to receive the life that has come as me, to enjoy the fruit of it. And receiving this is no small thing for me. When I was young, there were years I did not want this life. Years of depression. Years I wanted to leave. I could not have imagined sitting quietly with my own life and calling it a gift. And yesterday, I sat with it, the visioning, the dreaming, the yearnings, the tending, who I am today in this life, and I received it. So if you are sitting here today in pain, I want you scooped right into this celebration. You are not outside of it. I am not standing up here because I was spared. I am here because something in me, sometimes only the smallest sliver, kept reaching toward life. And because when I could not hold myself, life and other people helped hold me. I made that sliver of possibility my life raft, and I tended it. And life did what life does. It ripened, even through the seasons I could not see. So if you are in winter right now, you are still on the wheel, and that wheel is turning. And I'm standing here the day after my birthday, in the ripest week of the whole year, telling you, I want that for you too. Life wants that for you too. So I invite you, right where you sit, what is something that has ripened in your life right now? What has come to fruit? And for some of you, I know, it might feel like nothing is ripe yet. Ripening has its own timing. It cannot be hurried, and even a small expression is still a true expression. You are not behind. Even now, life is ripening something you cannot see. And if nothing comes, hear me. You don't have to produce a gift to be one. Your very presence is a gift. You here, breathing, that is life expressing itself. What you just did, that pause, that noticing, that is the practice. And I'd love for you to take it home with you. Once a day this week or once all week, that's enough. Just stop and put a hand on your heart and let yourself notice one thing that has ripened. Not to judge it, not to improve it, not to do one more thing with it, just to receive it. That's the whole practice. That's the all of it. So, my beautiful friends, I'd like to bring us home. I invite you to bring a hand to your heart, if you'd like, and just feel the warmth of your own palm. And let the other hand open, palm up, open to receive. The beautiful music this morning, that was life singing itself. The art, the systems, the reaching out, the hugs, life expressing itself. And you sitting right here, you are life expressing itself too. So when I invite you to hear these words as true about you, not someday, not when you've earned it, now, in this ripe and generous season, your gifts matter. Your expression matters. Your voice matters. Your life matters. And you can let your hands rest now. And here is the thing about a gift in high summer. It was never meant to stay on the branch. The fruit is meant to be shared. So, will you help me bless something? Tomorrow, the doors open. Tomorrow, children from this center and from our wider community will walk in. And for one whole week, they will sing and play and create and be met the very first time we have ever done this. So let's send them off with love and gratitude. Riley, Ava, Eliza, Ariana, thank you for the gifts that you have brought to our community. And now, for every child who walks through those doors, may they be met exactly as they are. May they find their own voice and be delighted by the sound of it. May they discover that what they create is a gift. And on the last day, when they stand up to sing, may they sing themselves all the way out. And may they know all the way down that they belong. This moment, this ripe, once only moment is new, and it is so good. Something wonderful is happening here. And friends, it is happening as us. It is happening as you. Happy summer, beautiful souls. So much love. Thank you.